The Wellness Show, episode 225. Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyson Bannigan, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. This is your host, Tyson Bannigan, the Luminator, your number one health, wealth, and enlightenment activator. Need some help? Give me a call toll free, 1-866-369-7464. Welcome to the Wellness Show. And I'm excited to have yet again Karen Lorre back on the show, and she's just published a brand new book, which is pretty amazing. And why don't you tell us about this amazing book?
It's an amazing book. No,
It is an amazing book because it has to do with ecstasy and bliss, which is your natural state of being. And to be able to write a book about how you got there and why you were there and how you stay there and how you help other people get there is really amazing.
That feels beautiful. Thank you. Well, the book, when I was writing it, I just felt I was getting downloads. I was basically transcribing what I was receiving from the universe or from my inner divinity. And it was just flowing through me so fast. And I felt like I was in flow. I felt like I was in total love. I was having pleasure shooting up my body the whole time. And now... And it was just really lovely. Yeah, I love the book. And the book is really about using the law of attraction to transform fatigue and pain. You know, so if somebody gets overwhelmed, it could be mental pain or physical pain. If somebody gets overwhelmed, like they learn a lot and then they have to go take a nap, this book could help with that. Or if somebody has physical pain, this book can help with that. If somebody gets tired, this book can help with that. It just has lots of little practices that you can do that make you feel really good and give you more energy and help release any kind of pain and come into more of a place of real pleasure.
Yeah, we've got that streaming up on the cover now, Chronic Pleasure, the use of the law of attraction to transform fatigue and pain. That's an amazing title. So I know we talked about this before, and I'm still always curious about, well, I'm jealous, really. Never mind curious. And that is how you get to dwell in constant pleasure 24/7, 365. Do you want to just talk a bit about that and how you got there?
Yeah, I used to fall asleep like 15 times a day and be in chronic pain. And my eyesight was worse and my hair was falling out and my nails were thin and my bones were weak and my adrenals were depleted and my thyroid was off and my blood was anemic and so many things. And then I started to understand a few things. I got clarity about a bunch of things that started to help me. And now I just feel amazing all the time. I mean, there's moments, you know, I hit my finger right before this broadcast and I was like, oh, and I got all excited because I know every time there's some kind of a little injury or anything like that, I know that there's going to be something good coming from it. And I just get excited about it right away. And I guess I have the experience of my brain being shifted for me by what I perceive to be the source within me. So it has shifted my brain so that my brain is really quiet. So I don't have the kind of stress that people have. I don't have the constant chatter that people have anymore. It's really, and I talk about how to do that in the book.
So for you, was it that you were in pain before? But what was the breakthrough? Like, did you reach out to source, or was it an aha that you had, or what was it that helped you turn the corner?
Well, it was like a confluence of things. So one thing is I've always been meditating. So even when I was in pain, I was still practicing meditation. So I've had a good connection and I feel very attuned to the subtle. And energies. And I've been meditating since 1991, and I meditate a lot. So that has been something that I do a lot. But one day when I was really at my kind of worst, I was pulled to my bookshelf, and there was a book there that I didn't know I had, and it was The Law of Attraction by Abraham and Jerry and Esther Hicks. And I read the first two chapters, and all of a sudden it was like everything made sense, because I had already, through meditation, known that everything was pure love. I've had so many experiences where I had, there was nothing but love that I could perceive. And then here I was understanding, and the thing that they said that I hadn't picked up before from other teachers that I really loved was they said that your emotions are your indicator of whether you're in alignment with what you want or not. And I'd been practicing positive beliefs. I'd been doing all sorts of stuff, but I hadn't been hooking it up to my emotions. And so that was a very key thing for me to learn. And that's where that thing started off all sorts of new clarity that came in.
So is the key from your perspective learning how to manage your emotions? Maybe not manage, but make choices when your emotions show up, how you're going to deal with them.
Well, I recognize that if something is not lifting me up, enlightening me, if it's not making me higher, then it cannot be the truth. And I realize that because I really love etymology, and the etymology of the word relevant is to lift or to lighten. And when I was thinking of the word relevant, I thought, the reason things are relevant is because my inner being knows the greater truth. My inner being always sees the bigger picture. So my inner being doesn't stress on the little things. So anytime when I used to stress, I would recognize that I was stressing, and then I did a bunch of different practices that opened me up so that I could relax and just tune to my inner being. And partly because I've been meditating so much, it's easy for me to tune
Yes.
to the non-physical. I mean, that I have done copious amounts of meditation, so my body has
Were you following any particular meditation practice?
When I first learned it, I learned through Kundalini Yoga back in '91, and that actually the third day I did the meditation with Kundalini Yoga, I had a spiritual experience where I saw my entire life, and I saw how everything was perfect, and I just felt in love with everybody. And I was working on a TV show, One Life to Live, at the time, and my third eye, I got this rash actually, and I went into the studio. We had to be there at 7, and we were doing yoga at like 4:30 in the morning. So we had to be there at 7. So I got in to the studio, and I saw this rash here, and I looked in the mirror and I said, "Oh my God, I have a rash on my forehead." And the woman next to me, she'd been meditating for 30 years at the time, and she said, "Did you just start meditating?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." She goes, "Honey, that ain't a rash. That's your third eye." And then my third eye was like wildly activated, and every time I saw anybody, I just wanted to like hug them and love them, and I just felt so in love with everybody. But then the next day it was gone, and I wanted to die. It was just like the difference, it was so extreme. And I think also, throughout my life, I've really been aware of the extremes of really, I've been suicidal, I've been depressed, I've had all these real extremes. I've had PTSD, I've had all anxiety, panic attacks, all these things that I used to have, that I I was always praying that I could find some stability, and now I have like epic stability. Nothing phases me. I mean, I've experienced a lot of things that should have phased me, and they have not. And so,
Right. Well, I
anyway,
have to say I'm following your path in that regard. I mean, just getting to show up and going this morning was really quite a task to stay in the zone, so to speak, or stay connected to source. And I think normally I would have thrown up my hands in absolute frustration and let it go, but I was determined this was going to work and knew if I just kept on going that it would. So for me, it's like an attitudinal change. It's not as though the tension or the frustration or the situation has really drastically changed in my life, but certainly my attitude has changed, or like how I deal with it has changed. So that's giving me the possibility to be closer to that zone of bliss that you talk about, which I can periodically reach in meditation. And I'm assuming everybody can do that when they calm their mind, and that's what you're going to talk about, I think, in your book too. Is when you do calm your mind and go into meditation like you do, then you have the opportunity to still your mind and connect to source.
Yes, and then there's the opportunity beyond that. But first, I just want to say I feel so appreciative that you did persevere and that we are together right now, because it feels wonderful to reconnect with you and just to share
Yeah, I
with
wasn't going to give up this lightly.
you. Thank you. But so now I don't have to go, like, I can be in meditation like right now without anybody knowing I'm in meditation. My brain has that blissfulness without any effort anymore. Um, it's just relaxed. It's quiet. It's receptive. I'm receiving wisdom, but I'm not thinking.
Wonderful. So how do you then do that bridge between the thinking and the being, so to speak? It sounds like you shut down the monkey mind, or the constant chatter, and you dwell in this solitude, which is full of guidance and wisdom. But does your mind kick in every once in a while, or you just don't have to worry about it?
Yeah, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And this is one of the practices I talk about in the book.
Yeah,
Um, and so it did take me probably 2 years of working with my inner being, with my mind, before I felt this incredible tranquility in every situation that I just feel so thankful for it. And
mm,
I just feel so, yeah, so appreciative of this. It literally felt like my inner being or my inner divinity rewrote my entire brain and rewrote all my history and rewrote all my future. And yeah, and I talk about all of that in the book, and that's what I
right.
teach with my clients as well.
So are you still doing you're still being an actress and still doing those sorts of things on top of everything else in your life?
I am. I have not done it for a while. I booked out of my acting auditioning things while I was writing the book, and I also went on an Arctic expedition where I had to book out. I went to the high Arctic with 100 world thought leaders, and we were there to talk about the future. And I got to lead morning meditations, and oh, there were so many brilliant, lovely people there on that boat. It was amazing, and saw polar bears and reindeer and stuff. But so I've been booked out a little bit more than
Yeah.
normal. But yes, I still love acting.
Well, that's wonderful. This show is about to go to TV land, and of course, we're gonna invite you to participate. And this may be one of the shows that's on, or I'm not sure how we're going to do it quite yet. Whether I'll be using the shows I've already produced, or we'll be doing brand new shows, but we will be on TV. So that's the
Mhm.
next step for the show. So I'm excited about that. So,
Yeah, that feels wonderful, Tyson. Congratulations. That
well,
feels
thank you.
yeah. Yeah, I feel happy for you.
Yeah, I got to see the pictures of you in the high Arctic. It looked really, really amazing, and to know that you got to lead meditation and do all that, that's pretty exciting as well. So upcoming for me as well, we're going to TV land, is that we're going to be doing some sacred journeys next year too, which will one of them will be at Gateway 2 Ranch, which is learning how to be one with the horses and how to receive healings from the horses. The horses actually work with the humans and heal them and invite them into their soul space, which is one with the herd, which is what, the eternal now that you're talking about as well. And during that week, during the summer solstice, we'll do Mayan prayer ceremony. And also, I'll teach geomancy, how to connect to the landscape, because I did the mapping there. So I like the idea of what you're doing, helping people connect with the land, with the beauty around them, both the inner beauty and the outer beauty. So do you have any more of those sort of adventures planned for you?
There is an adventure that's coming, but I have no idea where I'm going. Somebody's invited me someplace fun, and I guess I'll find out where we're going when we decide. But it's happening soon.
Yeah. Oh, great.
What I've been doing is I've been just working with a lot of new clients and
Yep.
working with them in a more in-depth way, which has felt really beautiful and powerful and effective. And gosh, the clients have been really loving it. And so that's what I've been spending a lot of my time doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this book, it's going to open up the doors for even more clients, right?
Yeah, if I have time.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're going to have to do a training program to help train other love bunnies to help you.
Yeah. Actually, there's a psychiatrist who's my client, and he wants to create a certification program using my work so that other psychiatrists and psychologists can use it as well. So I may end up going to do that. We haven't actually started to do that yet, but that does feel like something that could be really fun.
Yeah, it does. That sounds great. You have an academic background too, so that gives credence to what you're doing as well.
Well, I don't have that much of an academic background.
Well, you did pre-med, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't stay in school.
You didn't stay in school. Yeah,
No.
you've decided that the experience of actually doing it was more important than learning about it. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that is such a nice way to phrase it. Yeah, it's actually funny because when I was in college, I kept getting acting jobs, and I thought, well, I better learn how to act because I don't know what I'm doing in these acting jobs. It'd feel really good. So I went and took a class, and in the class, I had one of those white light moments where the whole universe was shining on me, and I felt like, oh my God, this is the best feeling in the world. And so I thought about it. I really love science, and I really love what I was studying, the psychobiology. But I was like, what do I do? And then I made the decision to go into the acting world, and then acting was a perfect petri dish. Like I don't know if I put this in the book, but on that same show, that One Life to Live show that I was on, I played pregnant for 6 months with an ever increasing leotard with a pillow under it that got bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
And I was living in New York, so it was, too many clothes to take the leotard off and on during the day. So I would go to lunch and I would look pregnant, and people would respond to me as I was pregnant. And then I was playing pregnant on the show, and the wardrobe people came in with my normal bra to put on for this on this one day. And I put the bra on, and she was like, "Oh my God, you don't fit in that bra anymore." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "You're like a size D, and I'm normally a C." And
yeah.
she goes, "We have to get you new bras." And then she left, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes total sense because I've been playing pregnant. My body is responding as
Yeah.
if I'm pregnant." And so my focus in college was psychobiology, but acting has been like the most amazing petri dish, both for psychobiology and for the law of attraction.
Well, I like what you're saying because if I'm understanding correctly, it's you're learning your emotions and how they affect your body, the biology of your body, that is actually changing your consciousness and how you show up in the world and how other people see you, which is really an exciting way to approach this whole subject, is to learn it in the body, not in the mind, which is really learning it in your heart. And that's what you're going to be teaching people. So tell me about the sort of things that you do with your clients. Is it just that you help them get from where they are to they want to be, or do you have a certain curriculum, or how do you go about doing that?
I do have certain things that I teach them. Writing the book helped me distill a lot of the things that I was doing that I hadn't really articulated to myself or to my other
Right.
clients. I've started to be much more clear with all the clients. I mean, I was very clear before, but now I'm even more clear with all the clients that I have now. And so there's there's certain things that I share with them that are specific uh, to what I know will be like a foundational base. But then there's also things that they do or that they bring up that I can work with, because I can bring people back to I can help people go into a deep state of relaxation and then access um, things that need to be transmuted so that they can see the gifts in situations that might not have seemed like they were gifts at the time.
Hmm.
So I help people do that, and I help people let go of things that, you know, phobias or that kind of any kind of obsessive thing. I can help them release that as well. And I've had success with a lot of stuff, even like PTSD. My next, well, one of my next books that I feel like I might write would be post traumatic satisfaction and delight, because I used to have PTSD, but now nothing, stresses me out. So I'm just in this satisfaction and delight.
Well, that's a really important topic. Another TV series that I'm working on is actually helping do a land base, and that's the Veterans TV network. And I'm, as a consultant, creating a land base for women's veterans. And part of that will be the healing that will come from the land, but also learning how to grow their own vegetables and doing organic vegetables for high-end chefs. So that's the sort of program that will really help them as well turn the corner as they come back into civilization, so to speak, and work through all the trauma that they've been experiencing. So those
Yeah.
will be great skills
Wow.
that you'll be able to offer.
I'm sorry, that feels so valuable what you're offering. I love that. Wow. Oh, I feel so excited for these women. That feels just beautiful, Tyson. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, and I can see you being, your program being part of that, helping people really connect to the inner selves, and as you say, to be able to take that from chronic fear into chronic pleasure, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to have the kind of physiology where everything's freaked me out. I would be like
Right.
and alert and hyper vigilant, and I would have panic attacks easily and just be on the brink of that. And the difference in my physiology is freaky. I mean, I literally feel like a totally different physiology. The transformation is so profound. I don't have any of the issues that I used to have. My eyesight, I see better now than I saw 25 years ago. My hair got thicker. My adrenals are completely calm and relaxed. My thyroid is balanced. My iron is good in my blood. My energy is high. I every once in a while I'll take a nap, but it doesn't feel like it used to be where I needed a nap every day, many times a day. So I just feel amazing. And then the amount of pleasure that's in my body used to be so achy, and now it's just full of so much pleasure. So I know it's possible for everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, I don't know if people know about the fact that you are absolutely physically fit, and that's part of who you are. And I was really interested in your Cirque du Soleil experience on the high wire. Or I guess it wasn't. What is it? Yeah, it's the
Oh,
high wire, isn't it?
no, 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 the trapeze, I didn't actually
Oh, the
perform.
trapeze. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that must be amazing.
Yeah, I didn't perform with them. I just became friends with a lot of them, and they let me come and work out with them on weekends when they were not performing, when they were in like workout mode, and when I
Yeah.
was and I was living in New York, so I would fly up to Montreal or Toronto, and I would just spend, the whole day flying trapeze or doing other fun things with them. But I never performed with them. I wasn't at that quality. Love I just love being physical. I love being in my body. But part of the thing that I think that's helpful for me as a coach is because so many people are in their head, and I used to be in my head, but I also have had so much experience of being really in my body because of my athleticism. And so that visceral kinesthetic awareness that I have and that I teach to other people really can benefit them, so they can get out of their head and be in their body, which is a great way for them to start to attune to the actual pleasure that is there, and to start to feel things quicker. it's easier to perceive things from the body and the heart than it is from the head.
Oh, absolutely. And just as an aside, I'm in the gym twice a week, and I can attest to that. I'm with Dr. Fitness USA program, and we're doing a new series, a 13 episode series. Why go to the gym anyway? And there's all sorts of reasons why, which I know you already know. But yeah, being in your physical body is really important to learn how to ground and to carry this new energy that you're talking about. Part of being a bliss bunny is to be able to carry the bliss in your body, which means the physiology has to be able to carry it. So the two are
Mm-hmm.
interconnected.
Yeah, yeah. And so are things like, breathing deeply is really important for pleasure, because if you think about it, every breath, if you're breathing with a consciousness and you're aware of it, every breath is like a gentle massage, and every heartbeat is like a gentle massage. And so the more you are in your body and aware of your body, the more you can start to perceive the actual pleasure that was designed for us in every basic action that we take. I mean, it's amazing the pleasure. I mean, if I didn't have any other pleasure but the pleasure from breathing, that would be extraordinary right there. But then you add in the pleasure that so much of our body has. I mean, I really feel like every single cell of our body has the capacity to be orgasmic, and I'm experiencing that more and more and more, and that maybe will be the sequel, chronic orgasmic pleasure. But
Right.
it feels incredible. I mean, there's just a never ending supply of pleasure here for us.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So I know that you made an opportunity for people to get hold of your book.
Yes. If they go to, wait, let me make sure I have it right. I have to look at the link. If they go to, hold on, because this is the first time I'm making it free on my link. Where did you go? There you are. Okay. chronicpleasurefreebook.com.
Okay,
Chronic
chronic pleasure,
freebook
free
dot
books,
freebook singular.com.
and that's
Yeah,
all together, right? That's
yeah,
all.
together. It's one link. So chronicpleasurefreebook.com, and then you can get a free PDF of the book.
All right, we're just going to put that up right now.
Yeah, and did you hear that the book went #1 on the day it was released too? So that feels really good.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So I'm just going to put that up now. Yeah. So is this at #1 on Amazon or?
Wait, you got to put in free, not 3. It's free,
Oh, free.
and it's singular
Okay.
book. It's Chronic Pleasure Free.
I thought you said free. Okay. We'll hide that. Okay. Okay. Chronicpleasurefree.com.
No, freebook.com.
Freebook.com.
Chronic
All right.
Pleasure freebook.com.
All right. We said it enough times that I'm sure you can get it. All right. So how do people get hold of you in order to have a session?
People can contact me through Karen at chronicpleasure.com or chronicpleasurebook.com. I have no idea how people contact me. You can just email me at karenlorre@me.com.
Okay, KarenLorre@me.com. And that will get you connected to have a session with her
Yeah,
and
but
bring a yummy, pleasurable experience into your life. What could be
yeah,
better than that?
if they're going to email me, if you email me, put chronic pleasure in the subject line, so I know that you're not, that I know that you're a real person, and then I'll actually read your email.
Yeah,
But
okay. And also, you could just send me the right email and I'll put it in the show notes so people can find it there as well.
oh, that feels great. Okay, that feels
All right,
good.
so we're about to wrap up the show, but what would you like to leave people with?
Uh, I just want everyone to feel how loved you are. I feel so much love for you. You are a divine and epic and brilliant being. There is only goodness here for you. And the more that you tap into that, the more you will see and perceive that goodness.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you ever so much for being on the show again, and much pleasure to be with you. And everybody, don't forget to get the book and get to change your life.
Thank you, Tyson. It feels so wonderful to be with you. Thank you.
Yes. Bye for now. Lots of love.
Lots of love.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.